think the advice that I would give to any potential tutors or people that are interested in becoming tutors is, first of all, familiarize yourself with the center and what it does. Come in for a session, get to know the people that work there already, so that you know what it is that you're getting into. But also, if you're on the fence, apply. I wish I had applied sooner, because it has been a great benefit to me, again, personally and professionally. A place where I instantly felt welcomed, and it's a community that's a really close-knit group of people that work there, and people that care about each other and care about the other people on campus and providing a valuable service to them. I think one of the more memorable sessions that I had didn't end up being a discussion about writing so much. And it was an older returning student who came into the center, hadn't written a paper in, I think he said, decades. And so he was just overwhelmed with the writing, with the assignment, and just with being re-immersed into the college experience. And so our session time really didn't spend a lot of time looking at his paper, but mostly just talking about, what he needed to do for the class, the strategies that he was taking to make sure he was getting the information he needed from his instructor, and then just kind of encouraging him that he was doing what he needed to do, that he had found all these resources that are available to him while he's on campus. And so even though he didn't spend a lot of time looking at his actual writing, it still ended up being a very productive use of his time, because I could tell at the end that he was really relieved and knew that he was in a better place than he had thought. Growing up, even through my undergraduate career, I was always a strong writer in that I could turn in a paper that was one draft and probably get a pretty decent grade on it. And then when I went to grad school and started working here, I quickly realized that one draft of a good idea isn't good enough without going through and then clarifying those ideas, making them more readable, more relatable, and relevant to the audience that I'm trying to address. So really considering those things, the audience, remembering that just because I have a good idea that it's not a completed product yet. I think those are direct benefits from working at the Writing Center and working with people and just having conversations about producing your best work. I think when graduate writers come to the Writing Center, they can expect to have an in-depth conversation about their ideas, and it's often a really great opportunity to talk to someone outside of your own discipline, to get a perspective different than the one you'll be getting from your committee or your advisor. And so I think that's one of the great benefits of coming to the Writing Center as a graduate writer, is getting other perspectives, having intellectual conversations still about your ideas, but then having a reader who may not know a whole lot about your source material that will be able to ask you questions for you to be able to clarify what it is that you're trying to say. In general, I would say one benefit of having a tutoring job professionally is that it stands out on a resume. When I when I left UWM the first time and started applying for teaching jobs, the questions that I got asked the most in interviews was about my experience tutoring and working at the Writing Center. And so I was able to give a great account of being able to work with writers from that undergraduate level all the way through the faculty level, one-on-one attention and all kinds of different documents, whether it's for a class or professional or otherwise. And so having that range of experience, even for a few semesters worth of tutoring, really stood out, and I think in some cases is what gets you called in for interviews.